what's the aftermath of that? Because there was a lot of people who were saying that Isak could be gone. If new from Newcastle, because Newcastle is not winning anything, so there's a high chance of Isak leaving. Now Newcastle have just landed themselves their first trophy in I think about 50 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Also, Newcastle are just a few points off top five, because top
Top
five
five.
is the Champions League.
Yeah, and they
No,
already secured a spot in Europe, winning
yeah, so
the.
they're in the Conference League as it speaks
Yeah.
with that trophy. But a top five finish will get them into
Champions
the,
League.
the Champions League.
Yeah.
My thing is this: is with Newcastle securing Champions League football, do you think Isak needs to leave Newcastle, or will he leave Newcastle?
I don't see him leaving right now unless the money that's put forward for him is so substantial, so good that Newcastle is saying, yeah, we have to take it, and then we try and find somebody else. But I see them renegotiating his contract, giving him a little bit more money because he's on form. He's in form, sorry, and they've secured Europe, and like you said, they're not far away from top five. So either way, if they don't make Champions League, they make Europa League. So they're in Europe. So I think they will keep him unless the money that comes forward is so good that they're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna take this and let him go. That's the only way I see him leaving.
So
I don't see him putting in a transfer request, staying out of the team to push a move to another team. He performed well in the Carabao Cup. They at the end of it, they got the win, and I think this is something that Newcastle Eddie Howe can build on, especially with Isak.
So this is where things is at right now, and there's a few clubs linked with Isak, including Liverpool as well. My thing is this: is that going to as a Isak, you're going in for Isak. You're trying to convince him to come to the club. You're not sure if Van Dijk is going to be there, Salah is going to be there, or Trent is going to be there. So at the moment, you're trying to entice him to come to the Liverpool, who's been linked with him, without guarantees of any other star player is there. You can flip the role again and even go back to say Arsenal the same. The fact that Newcastle has landed a trophy since Isak came to England and Arsenal still haven't, it's very hard for you to tempt him out of Newcastle.
There's no club. I don't think there's any club in England that will tempt him on for him to leave.
There is, but it's just the ones that can. There's just too much uncertainties right now. Because I believe that if, for example, if Liverpool put the money down that Newcastle wanted, but if that includes we keeping Salah, Van Dijk, and Trent to show him that we're about to win now, then he would make the move. The fact that there's so much uncertainties happening, that's the other thing. No, it's easier for him to buy into the Newcastle project that he's already a part of right at this moment, because all they have to look at him and be like, see what we can do. All we need is a few more signings, and they're just a few more signings away.
Yep, they are.
And he has like 3 years left on his contract.
Liverpool can go in and get him, and without a doubt. But I think he's at the point for the next 2 years. I can be wrong. I think his mindset is set on staying there and seeing what he can achieve. I think after 2 years, if say after this season they kind of regress a little bit, then he might consider leaving. But I think this will be a huge step forward for him and Newcastle going forward. And I know there will be a few bids coming in across Europe for Isak, not only in England, but across Europe for a few other teams. But I don't see him leaving.
So the problem is that there's a few things. In Europe, only a few teams can afford Isak, and one of them is PSG.
Yeah.
The other one is Real Madrid. Outside of that, nobody else can.
Yeah.
No. When you're looking at for example, Newcastle owners right now, everybody's looking at, okay, if they're coming with the money, the new APT case that City won, that allowed owners to sponsor the club,
Yeah.
That simply means that this transfer window, Newcastle, if PSR allow Newcastle to spend, say, 100 to 200 million, the new APT rule will allow the owners to add more money on top of that to invest in the squad.
Yeah.
So again, and if to be fair, if Newcastle invests another 100 to 150 in this squad, this is a serious title challenging squad we're looking at.
I wouldn't put as far as title challenging.
I am going to put
it as far as title challenging yet, but this is it will be a team that will definitely be around that top 4, that Champions League position for the next 2 seasons. I won't say title charge yet, but they will definitely, they're a good team. They're a few signs away from being a consistent team that can push another team out of that Champions League spot, but I'm not gonna say title winning.
All right, so this is why I say title charge. Like they could, if with about four proper signings, they could go title charge.
Yeah.
Here is the 4. Here is it. No, why I say that? No.
Yeah.
For Newcastle, they have a good
Wait, hold up. Before you go in there, somebody said what? Replacement in top 4. Tottenham was never in top 4. Tottenham is there.
Yeah, but in the top six, it would be a replacement for Tottenham.
For Tottenham,
and they have all
and
these.
If it continues like this, we can say Man United as well.
It's gonna be hard for them to replace Man U. Yeah, but
listen
what I'm saying. Listen to this now. They're missing a goalkeeper.
I think that's the least of their trouble. I think I still think they can give Nick Pope another 2 seasons.
No.
Yes.
They have to find a better goalkeeper than Nick Pope because Nick Pope is literally a mid-table goalkeeper.
It doesn't matter. We've seen
they need a center.
No. Back to the goalkeeper. We've seen mid-table goalkeeper in Sanchez and Raya that is at Chelsea and Arsenal right now. So I still think
perfect.
No. And where's Arsenal? And where's Arsenal in the league?
Winning nothing.
It doesn't matter winning nothing.
Yeah, but
he's still a good goalkeeper based on. Okay. I think you can keep the goalkeeper and build the defense in front of him.
Okay.
I think the goalkeeper can stay.
He's still a good goalkeeper, but Newcastle ain't looking to top 4. Newcastle is looking to win. This is the difference between the American owners that we have and the Arab owners that City and Newcastle have. They don't build for top 4. They build to win.
That is understandable.
So,
but
again, I'm just saying the position.
The goalkeeper is at the bottom of the list.
It doesn't matter where it's at the list. They still need to
course.
Of course. It still needs to be replaced.
It does.
I'm just talking about where they need to improve. It doesn't matter where it is on the list.
All right.
They need to improve goalkeeper.
Other place.
They need to improve center back. They need one more center back to go with Bachman. Yeah. They need right winger. Which side Jacob Murphy play on?
Murphy? Yeah, that's the right winger. So yeah, they need a right winger.
So they need a right winger.
Yeah.
I believe their midfield is extremely good. I think they have the best balanced midfield in the Premier League.
Okay.
And that's something that I always said. Best balance. It's technical. It's gritty for the Premier League. Like they'll get down and work, and they have creativity out of that midfield as well. They have one of the best strikers in the league, and everybody know if you have a striker that can score you goals, you can win that league.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm even for next season, and this is not hard.
Wait. Tonali, isn't he on the right when fit, or does he play in the middle?
Middle. So the midfield is Tonali, Guimaraes,
and Joe Linton.
And Joe Linton.
Okay.
That is, if you want an ideal Premier League midfield, you have it right there.
Mm-hmm.